Hello, welcome back to the EdgeX space program. Let's look at our active contracts
Oh,
right now, and right now we have none because we have completed most of our contracts. So let's do a contract for escaping the atmosphere. This is going to be a pretty easy contract. Don't have to do anything special, just escape the atmosphere. So here, let's do about the same thing that we have, but now we have these fuel tanks that we can throw on. Let's try adding about, 4 sounds good to me. And then let's have a little decoupler between our main stages. Now these new decouplers, you can get rid of the old stages, make your craft a little bit lighter each time. And now we have a liquid fuel, which we can actually turn off and on the fuel for this portion of the craft. And just to give us a good start, we have a larger solid boost now. And with the decoupler, we can get rid of that solid booster as soon as we're done with it. And then we'll be good to go. I'm not going to add the Science Junior. I don't think that we have the stability to use it yet. And for our staging, you always want to check that before you launch. So we have the solid first, a separator to get rid of the solid, which will get rid of that canister around the liquid fuel engine. Then the liquid fuel, and we get rid of that, and then we get it to land. So let's get this bad boy on the road. Jeb's ready to go. I'm ready to go, and hopefully you're ready to go right now, because we're about to go in outer space, ladies and gentlemen. And now the first thing you always want to do before you launch is activate that SAS, or your craft is going to flip in a 1,000 different directions and maybe explode mid-flight. Now our first stage is solid, but I'm still going to put throttle up at 100%. That way I don't have to do it later. And now we are ready to go, Jeb. And 3, 2, 1. Now hopefully this solid doesn't flip us upside down, because if it does, there's no way of shutting it off. It being a solid fuel. We're picking up some decent speed. 260, 280. Looks like we're going to be keeping good stability about the fuel. And it's done. So what you want to do now is you hit the space bar, and boom. There it goes. I'm sitting at 300 kilometers a second. We're at full throttle. 3, 2, 1. Right now, if you hit the M key, because I'm fairly certain that it's not going to flip around, it will give you your estimates of where you're going to fly. So we're going to wait till it gets around 75 to shut it off. And here we go. 74 is close enough. And you can see that heating effect by the air. We're going very fast, but that goes away around 25,000. It doesn't do too much damage unless you're at high speeds, then you need heat shields. But we're not going to be reaching nowhere near that speeds right now because we're not trying to achieve orbit around the planet. We're just trying to escape into space. And you can see the nice curvature of the planet, the moon in the background. And here we go. The atmosphere is just about done. And now, congratulations, we have made it to space. Let's take the information that it grew. A goo seems to have clumped into a sphere, and it has became brittle. Alright, let's get that information back to the scientists and our crew report. It seems we're very much in space right now. The sky seems to be mostly below us. And he's not lying. The sky is definitely below us. That's good information. So let's take that back. We're gonna be going back down. And the reason I wanted 4 instead of 3, even though 3 easily got us, is right now we have no real way of slowing ourselves down. So I wanted to keep some fuel. That way when we're coming down, I can activate that fuel and slow our descent a little bit, because if you're going down too fast, those parachutes will rip, and they rip fairly easy. So I think around 30 kilometers up, I'm going to restart the engine and burn that fuel and slow us down just a little bit so our parachutes will be good to go. And we're just about there now. We're going at 850 in 3, 2, 1. Hopefully this slows us down enough. Looks like it's going pretty good. Yeah. There we go. It's out of fuel, so we can get rid of that now, because that's going to make us heavier, which will make the parachute less efficient. And here we go. We're going to be landing not too far away from the Space Center. And we are at 10 kilometers, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and our speed is a little bit more than I want, 240, but that is just fine. So let's press the last spacebar for the last station, activate our parachute, and our parachute is good. 1,000. Here we go. Parachute open, and we have just successfully made our first space launch. The EdgeX Space Center has proven itself competent enough to go into space and come back alive. Congratulations, Jebediah. You were the first Kerbin out in space. And this will get us a decent amount of science, will allow us to buy a little bit more toys. And here we go. We want to recover the craft, and it will give us a little bit of information that I didn't go over last time. There is an experience point system in the game. You have pilots, engineers, and scientists, but for a pilot, what it basically does is allow him to take control of the ship a little bit more, so you can, once you get good at the ship, you have less menial tasks that you need to take care of, and the pilot will be able to take care of it for you. As you can see, we got 23 science for a total of 43. We got paid for some of the parts that we brought back, and Jebediah, he didn't gain any experience points yet, but it's coming. And with 43, we should have enough to get 2 out of 3 of these, so let's get a little bit more powerful engines. Stability seems to be fine now, so let's work more on survivability. And we can get a little better parachutes and service bays so we can hide stuff and it doesn't get destroyed. And there we go. We got our first time into space. In our next episode, we'll be working on trying to get orbit around Kerbin. This is the EdgeX Space Center, and we did a great job today, guys. See you next time.